te lo naru otang mapa mela Choje Gampo de song she ja gun che kama che ye chong ye je ba ze nam tang ta sa so pa den do pa aso salam saja chela mani amen dongo da bo Kagyu la so wa de so Kagyu Lama Japan Zeno Nam Tha Singelo Seno Kunde Kamba Sombaye Seno Kunla Chaye Me Padam Sende Dota Chobe Gomjila Neko Shemba Meba Sengelo Mira Gomje Go Sombaye te go Yebe Lama la Junda Showa Debe Gomjila Me Mugger Jewa Jinge Elo Ye me gomje me ye song yin kanja to be mo wo so ma de ma je te ka do be gomje la Om Jalo Ta Tawa Chenje Elo Nam To Ngo Wo Chuku Somayi Yamaye Jeya Tawa Manga ropa jawe gomtela konde yeme dopa tendelo yewa kondo yandala matang Rame Choje Pala Long Jing Sadan Lande Yandin Rapzoni Ojen Chanke Kombanyo Doje Chanke Kobanyo Toshu Badintawe Lama Rinpoche, Dagajo, Edidi, Gadin Chembugone, Jezon Te, Kozon Toje, Mudoptado, So as I said, good morning everybody, and some of you know me, some of you don't know me. I am very weird human being, so you would not know what to expect from me. But you all come here because everybody nowadays call self-improvement. In the modern world, when you think of self-improvement, you think outwardly, how to look beautiful, how to have a nice clothes, or how to have a possession and a power. But you are missing the point. What is lacking is self-confidence. Yes, what is lacking is self-confidence. If you have unconditional self-confidence, you don't have to have a beautiful clothes. You don't have to look beautiful or handsome, because generally you are a happy human being. So what we now need is, you can think when we say how many, maybe UK, how many 100 years taking from so-called sort of old way of life to new way of life, so thinking build bigger house, make more money, have opportunity, possibility of freedom, but never said it's all depend on your state of mind. I think, why is that when people have everything, job, profession, look, how come they are mentally not well? In Buddhism, we say, number one, because the minute you build upon your identity, your pride or ego, I want to be the best, I want to be the richest, then fear comes with that. Fear is constant. The more you think want to be recognized, the more fear comes saying, do I get the recognition? Can I keep myself not aging up? I mean, you can see clearly, you all have a yellow hair, but when you get old, it's sort of turned white, isn't it? So it just shows you there's nothing much you can do. But when we say, actually have self-confidence, a true Buddha's way of looking is, first reflect, meditate, practice, find out this self, so-called self or I, which is completely dictating our life. It's I is having problem with the whole world. It's I is messing you around. So if you think you have wisdom, you should sit down, calm your mind, and see if you can somehow meet your I or introduce to yourself to your I. And somehow, if you do not succeed or you do not find this I, then you're all supposed to be very intelligent human beings. Am I or am we are very stupid? We are enslaved by so-called I, constantly competing with other people, even competing your parents, children, sisters, brothers. When you start have this ignorance of me the first and the other second, there will be no peace in the world. So it is time for us to grow out of it. So when I come here, I see it's my opportunity to show you all that we could all have a joyful life. So my actually coming here, talking to teaching or dealing with any one of you, number one, I want to introduce all of you how to be joyful. Nothing is ever wrong to be joyful. And if you are wise, when we say we have no confidence, we have no self-esteem, because either some feel I'm not good enough. When this idea comes up saying, I'm not good enough, don't you ever ask yourself, who is saying you that? Isn't your stupid judgment is responsible saying I'm not good enough? Why have this so many people have this habit of saying I'm not good enough? I assure you, if you think I have a choice, choice is how you can help yourself say, no, you are good. You can do it. But you don't have to measure with other people. You don't have to compete with anybody. It's called self-confidence. The beauty about Buddha's teaching or Buddha's philosophy, we don't become a very stupid, self-centered human beings. We don't spend 30 or we call years practicing for simply finding peace in my mind. We start from the beginning saying, how in the world you can ever have a confidence and guide other people saying, you can have what you want. So we practice saying, I practice for the benefit of all mother-centered beings. All mother-centered beings. How come if I am not able to actually help myself, how in the world I can help other people? So it's like we help ourselves to become a better human being, number one. And then other people can see that you are changed human being. So Buddha's teaching, 2,600 years, is everything has to do with engaging for the benefit of all sentient beings. Buddha's teaching is all about empowering every human being that we are all as equal as Buddha himself. Only thing is we are so ignorant, we are lost in the darkness of ignorance. We did not manage to find our potential. At least Buddha knows. He found the time. If we can sit and calm our mind, ask ourselves, what is the thing we really want the most? Everybody can't say, I want the most money. You want to have the most money to make you happy, isn't it? You want to be number one is a happy, joyful, caring human being. So you can see, you can't achieve this by chasing around, according to Buddha's teaching, like pursuing your job, profession, money, is nothing more than like rainbow. You know, rainbow? When you see there is something, 5 colors, different colors, I mean, who knows, somebody imaginative, maybe you can see many colors, But the more closer you go, the more the farther it goes. So you can never catch. Just like this, our greedy mind, if it's not tamed properly, well, heaven never enough. The more you have, the more you want. And the people who think that's only the best way to chase your needings, if there is no wise human being here saying, I am so fortunate to have a job, that's called gratitude, appreciation. Do you people ever wake up saying, I am so fortunate to be alive this morning? I think this every morning. I'm thinking, how lucky Lama Yeshe you are. You have one more day to mess around. Confuse other people's head. Because I'm talking something you have never been told to do that, see. Yes. Maybe politicians, people up there, don't like people who can think well. They like people like sheep, animals. They will do everything. That's why they're trying to make you like, now I'm thinking, but these people should be intelligent. They can read, they can write, but science says, go right, go left, step number 1, step number 3, totally like guided like a sheep or someone who can't think. If you think it's time to change the world, start to think for yourself. And when you start to think, you say, oh, politicians, government can't actually free me or liberate me. They've been misleading all of us wrong way. This is a progress. Chop down all the wonderful trees, ruin the properly drinkable water, now undrinkable water, polluted water. Build a city like this, where do you go? Everywhere is noise, day, night noise. So we think, why? Aren't we not meant to be thinking? So you say, we have a few politicians will think for us, and we just do what they say. Why? Communism. The philosophy was a very noble one. That's why we Lamas thought, this is wonderful. Now everybody can have equal right, equal choice, opportunity for everybody, sharing, so no rich, no poor, everybody will have wealth they want. But it didn't work. Why? The selfish people always get somewhere in the top, and the people who can't think properly, they get always slaved, whether it's in the capitalist system or communist system. People who don't think properly for themselves are slaves. So how can you liberate? How can you have freedom? Learn to start think. You could have a job. You could have a profession. But if you're so nervous, you have no confidence, you can succeed nothing. Even if you succeed, it is just nothing but under the fear of a failure. So, Buddha's teaching, saying, find this inner peace. If you have really, really good, joyful mind, I reassure you, you need less money, you need no more power. What do you want of power? Because you are in charge of your head. When you are not in charge of your emotional head or heart, you're no longer worthy of a human being. You're a slave by your emotion. I like this way, I don't like this way, went wrong, went right, happy, not happy. Constantly trying to sort of adjust your position, but you're wobbling. Yes, it's like standing on the ice. There's no good foundation. When I even see His Holiness Dalai Lama, his communication, his teachings are so simple. Anybody can understand. So when I come here, people come to see me or listen my talk. Even you come 1,000,000 times, I'm not going to change my view. I'm going to teach what I know has made me a better person. And I am sort of trying to share that, saying, look, it's time for you to find that peace. First, look who that I always dictate. You say, I don't get along with people, I want more, I don't need, I like, I dislike. Just sit down and find that I. This is what Buddha is saying. He did many years of sitting there trying to find who is this I which is dictating my life. He came to the absolutely true conclusion. He found there is no such a thing as I. Who cares? We don't have to serve this I. Then how do you deal? Many say to me, Lama Yeshe, but you're all lamas. It's our feeling, it's our emotion dictates our life. Then you haven't been thinking. Your feeling, your emotion don't come as a solid object like this. Or in the beginning, your strongest feeling, your strongest emotion start with very small. They call Buddhism with wrong view. You want to know? If you're dealing, say, on an office, and if you get along with your boss, if you let know the boss cannot rattle you anymore, because you're able to keep your mind very cool and calm and positive, this boss will have no pleasure in giving you a hard time. But if you go there, you think, I have really big problem with this guy. So you think, I really have a big problem with this guy. So you wake up thinking, I'm going to go in the confront with big problem, some boss in the office. Maybe you can't sleep very well. Maybe you can't eat your breakfast properly. You feel more nervous. How to cope, how to deal with this. Because you made it happen. But thinking this is what's happening to you or what this boss is doing to you, you have no chance of surviving there. But if we say with dignity, with confidence, if you say yourself, if I give very best, if I remain honest, truth, worthwhile, whether this boss is watching you or not, you will do what you get paid to do. Nobody is ever going to give you a hard time because people know who is true and who is not. If you decided to play the game, if the boss is there, you're willing to lick his face, or boss gone, then you just do nothing, then you feel so guilt. I'm just like a little dog puppy, trying to please him, do all this, but I'm not a human being enough to do what I am paid to do. You want to have a dignity, confident, self-esteem, true to yourself. Yeah, anything. True, and then say, no matter anymore. I don't have to be fearful. I have given my very best. Nothing can go wrong. You don't have to be stressful. You don't have to think, I am not capable of doing. You are thinking, I did my best. And then if you really want to improve your ability to deliver, meditate more. Don't become mouth and words, we call Buddhism. There are many people who like to study so much. read whole book, maybe few, I don't know, hours, read whole book. In their head, they think they read all the books in the world. Oh, you can talk so well, but you never benefited by bringing the essence of what you need to change into your everyday life. So if you only think of becoming professors or writing many books, still you will remain same as before, no confidence, no joy, no happy, but you could write many books. Yes, you could give good lectures, but you still will not have so this true feeling of what you gained through believing. So put what you learn into your everyday life. You don't need to learn many things. We say, why do we meditate? We learn to meditate so that we don't give into this millions of stressful thoughts. When you allow these thoughts arise, someone who's very stressful, someone who has we call very light-headed, not only you manage things, so many thoughts and feelings, you also feel that someone above is also telling you what to do. So it's like your eardrums, whatever you hear, you think you're taking orders from the God or heaven or hell or monsters. It's constantly bombarded with all this information, this idea. True way of calming is first relax, sit down physically, and then just don't play with your chattering mind. If you don't play your chattering mind, or we call, in Buddhism we say mind is where all your thoughts or emotion comes from. Also, if you're very clever, you really want to be like a scientist, like do research, I would like to give you all challenge. Sit down and then think, okay, I have many ideas. So think, okay, there are many good ideas, there are very bad ideas. So you think, okay, first I need to sort it out, put the one bad side on one side, then put the one good side on the other side. Then if once you succeed this, then say, do these two sources of good and the bad, do they have two sources where this come from? Number one, you will never succeed with the two good source and bad source. And you will never ever find there is such a thing as where source of this comes from. If there is no source, like the water, you say water comes down because of snow or rain. All emotion, all thoughts arise from the mind. But if you have a calm mind, if you learn to properly meditate, then you can see actually most of emotion, most feeling, most idea was self-manufactured, because there isn't a source anymore. There isn't any mind there. If you found the mind, I can assure you, even the most your clever scientist, even in the laboratory, if they found mind, we can change all the gene. We can change the whole civilization of human being or any live body. But because you can't find the mind, there is nothing anybody can do. So Buddha's findings say, if there is no mind, this thought or feeling or emotion is nothing more than cloud. You know, cloud arises from dampness, water, but slowly it fades away. We don't know where it goes. There's nowhere to go. But it also comes from not specifically any place than just dampness. So you need to first sit down, reflect, look into all the source of your emotion. Gradually you can build confidence, saying, this idea of I have a very a stressful head or bad negative mind, you think, I was responsible for this. I allowed this to happen. So that's why we say habit building is important. It means sometimes people don't like talk about karma. Karma is very relevant, cause and effect. If people accept cause and effect, it will safeguard us all the way. When I say karma, how can you refuse to accept this? There are many children are born in most wonderful parenthood, loving, caring, so well looked after, so cared. Their life becomes top, isn't that? No stress, father caring, mother caring, no hardship. So some of them have such a good beginning. And also, those types of parents don't tell lies, don't cheat. They are very law-abiding, they're very honest. They know what happens if you behave badly. They know what happens what you do wrongly. So some have a completely such a wonderful sort of beginning of their life. Some doesn't matter whether we refuse to accept. Some born with, say, parents with a very, very difficult habit. We call junkies. They can't do without drugs or abusing alcohol. They can't actually manage to look after their own children. And some of them, even because of parents' habit, the children also learn everything, taking drugs, alcohol. They even don't have a life to start with. Even nobody made that decision. But it happens like this. Some in the medium, good sort of halfway, good parents. So some are absolutely awful, awful parents. Children get abused. Children get locked up. Children don't get fed. So how come they can grow up properly? So this is why we say Buddhism, number one, you learn to accept karma. Means if we can knowingly engage through our mind thinking, always something good. How you like to engage your, we call wisdom to solve world's problem, world's environment. And the people who are so drug addict, how can you help them to free themselves? Think of all the wonderful ways of freeing other people's poverty that you have used your brain properly. So same. Some, because when you're born in a family, their language is very awful, very bad. The things they can say, they can shout, they can swear, they use the most awful language. Then you can see the children do exactly the same, even worse. So what opportunity do they have? So you can see even through engaging in we call like spirituality, we need to think. Even those of you who didn't have such a decent upbringing, there is ways and means of helping yourself by saying, that time I was incapable of helping myself. Everything I need depends on parents. But now I am grown up. Stop blaming the parents. That's no useful. Compassion, loving kindness, saying, I felt so caring, loving, because maybe my parents never had the things everybody should have. So my parents, as much as they want do their best for me, they didn't receive it, so how can they give it to me? But you say, because you're fortunate enough in your life that you found a path of wisdom where you can change yourself. Number one, stop blaming parents. Number two, think, actually, I am capable of changing my view. Changing view means then it's like you're learning to change your direction, the emotion, direction of your emotion. Means if you say, from now onwards, I'm going to learn to engage most positive ways I can to involve solving the humanity problem. Because we are interconnectedness means we as individual people cannot say, I want to be happy, and then you see everybody else is suffering. It's impossible. Everything we eat comes from so many parts of the world. Everything all of us are wearing is also made in so many parts of the world. So there are so many people involved in making it possible. So if we can learn to engage and think, we should really focus on how we can improve, say, example, environment. If we can all involve environment, not all of us who depend on Earth, Mother Earth, what it produces, but look at the most beautiful birds, all the animals. They have also opportunity to survive. It's nothing to do with so much so-called spirituality. Gods and heaven, they have a better place, so we don't worry about this. Our human beings deserve a place where we can eat the food what we call earth gives us. If we pollute the earth, the food get poisoned. We pollute the water, we can't drink the water we have. So we should be more, have a bigger vision than very narrow band of vision, only thinking about me and me. So when I was told to say this, developing courage and confidence in the face of difficulties, that's what I'm trying to say is, first, there is no difficulties out there. Most difficulties you, the me. So if you can all deal you conquer the world. So we can all take challenge saying, stop blaming the world, first deal this I. And if you manage to tame this I, you tame the whole world, see. I always say, even if you're Buddhist, you're not a missionary. If you don't want the people to know you're Buddhist, you can shut your mouth. But you should show that you are Buddhist, means you are gradually mindful of your old habit, your speech is meaningful. Speech should be like offering. Talking to people is like soothing. You make people so happy when you're talking. If highly developed speech means speech should also be like music in the air. No speech of yours should hurt other people. You're saying something so beautifully, so nicely, it sort of makes you sort of heart pickle. So this is why your action should be something like this. Not thinking how I want to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds for a silly car which you may not be able to drive around. Or you use that for involvement of the environment. How about thousands of trees? How about teaching other people how to care other people? So if we all become number one in charge of our own mind, means there's absolute freedom. You don't have to be fearful of government. You don't have to be fearful of anybody else misleading you, because you are 100% certain what direction you want. You want to go with thoughtful thinking, see. You don't want to be like someone shepherd around. So then one day I can thinking, Europe, give everybody so much education that then one day people don't even know how to open a paper bag. Yes, without telling what to do. Yes. And Europe laws are so useless because then once you fix up, can't change. First they say, you open your door to everybody. Okay, why not we open our door to everybody? Then Europe law says, if anybody falls down to there, it's your fault, you have to pay for compensation. How can that happen? It's like you say, you're forced to open your door, welcome everybody, and then say, anybody falls down, it's your fault. You know, Samye Ling, my experience, we make everybody come freely. And then, maybe months ago something, a woman wrote me a letter saying, I don't know why, she went down to where the Naga house is near the river. There is hardly any steps, very little steps. She said, I fall down and I damage my leg. And my daughter went up to Samye, she fell down and she damaged her leg. First I thought, maybe I should say, maybe both of your legs need something to fix up first. But I didn't want to say that. I thought I'll make her miserable. Why is a mother does leg damage, a daughter does leg damage? The steps are so low. So I wrote a very nice letter saying, I'm so sorry. Where you went, you're not meant to be going there. It's not a public place. It's not a public place. And she's suing. Yeah. I thought, how can you be so generous and open everything, and then maybe some people go there deliberately get hurt and sue you. That's called wrong motivation. So then this is like place like ours cannot exist if people keep on doing this. When you actually overwhelming your soul generosity, sometimes they do. Last month, we have a big donation box outside the temple. Afternoon, somebody saw some work people are emptying it. So they caught and they ran away. They came back again and they took the whole donation box and put in the van, and somebody caught the van. Then the police said, do you want to charge? Do you want to put them in the police? I said, no, I am Buddhist. And I tell you, few more, whatever the money they manage to take, it's not worthwhile to put them in prison, but tell them off. Next time we will be more careful. They should be more careful. This is what happens, see. The more you're trying to really be open and extend your welcome, then they decide this, everything they can help themselves, they can help. So confident, tame your mind, always work on your mind. If you are sort of person you think you are not good enough, stop doing that. Practice, meditate. You say, you're such a wrong-headed, nobody's telling you, and you are keep on constantly telling you you're no good. So nothing but your fault. Now change your view. Tell from now on, say you are good. Why? Because first time you have the courage to see there's something wrong with you. Not many people acknowledge that. Then there are some people out of so-called showing off, lot of arrogance, pride. I felt more sorry for them. They're nothing actually special. They're arrogant because they would like to see other people a little smaller than you. They would like to think they are more special than you. So if you were to see these sort of people, you should feel very sorry for them. Yes. So whichever group you are, your arrogant group or your lack of confident group, Buddha is very good saying, if you feel arrogant, think this way. But why should I feel I'm so special? Because all beings are supposed to be same. My mind, every being's mind is same. So why should I feel that I'm special? Or if you are the one who think no. Buddha says, I'm equal to anybody. So if I'm as good as Buddha, why not be that way? So one, bring it up a little bit so you're in the right place. One, bring it down a little bit so you're in the right bit. Called middle path. It's called wisdom path. So that's why extremist path is never good for anything, even religious people. Yeah, that's called extremism. If we lead our life, whether you have a belief or not, based on compassion, loving kindness, and also a lot of tolerance and forgiveness at the supreme. There is no other practice than this. So practice compassion, loving kindness, acknowledge there is such a thing as a cause and effect. Cause and effect is something simple, because why many you refuse to accept we call karma? Because in your head, karma means your little baby, you do something wrong, big boss up there punish you. Yes, and then if you behave badly, say, oh, good. You think that way. Not Buddhism ways, no. Karma means if you say something harsh, they will say something harsh back to you. If you punch somebody, they're going to punch you back. If you want apple, you need to plant apple seeds. If you need wheat, you plant wheat seeds. Karma means cause and effect is just deadly simple. Nobody is ever dictating you. It's your own choice, how you react, how you behave, what you do. Cause, effect, result. So if you're able to think something positively, during whole day you feel good. You allow your mind to think something awful, during whole day you feel awful. Poverty doesn't mean you have a lot of money, but if you're stingy, very miser, you are in poverty. Because you can't use for yourself, you can't learn to give to other people, you have no generosity. So what is the reason you become very well off? But the next life, I assure you, you will be very, very, very poor, will have nothing. Generosity, abundance, means some people really don't have much money to save, but they're very generous. They share what they have, they give what they give, they feel so well off. And I learned a few tricks. I don't have anything, but I feel so wealthy. Yes. And I don't think I need anything. Now I'm thinking, I'm so easy. The Samye Dzong Center gave me lunch and breakfast. I'm fine with that. Yes. And a roof over my head. And see, wealthy people dying, even my own brother passing away. Wealth never comes with you. No useful. So who needs wealth which is not useful? It only costs you a lot of suffering when you're alive. But if you learn to give, you learn to share, you feel good. I have helped to set up school for those who have no future. Or I have a project where we look after environment. Or you can say, I teach people how to become good and honest and decent human beings. Teach those noble goals. If you teach none of this and then you teach sectarianism and saying you are believers this group, you are believers this group, and all you need to think you're army, you're protecting those beliefs, that's wrong. Compassion, teach, loving kindness, don't discriminate. I never in my whole right frame of mind say, I pray for only Buddhist people, or I pray for only my friends. No, all mother sentient beings. Bodhisattva vow says, so long as there is grain of suffering, they will never stop coming back here and here again and again to teach people with intelligence, loving kindness, how to take good care of themselves, how to help themselves to engage other people. Even just being able to help yourself, you should feel so successful this life. At least you managed to, we call, save yourself from the misery. And once you feel confident, it's easy to help. I always see when I go and train other people, aging people like me, I said, oh, my brother's coming now. They all look like me. So I'm very happy to help if I can help anyway. But some of my brothers and sisters, they have a lot of luggage, see. I made sure, I know I'm getting old, so I won't have much luggage to carry, see. That's what you have to do. If you're a wise person, means your age tells have less burden. So have less luggage to carry. Mental luggage, physical luggage, yes. Yes. Unload the mental luggage, you will be like a rocket. Rolls-Royce engine, joy all the way. Morning happening, happy, evening happy. Even go into misery, you still be happy. Wake up happy. And physical luggage, who knows? Your mind is happy, then old body shows you're old. You don't need fancy things. So this confident, first see who you are. Where is I? And then see where the source of all your judgmental thoughts, good, bad, right, wrong, where you stand. And you will see none of them have any solidification, no solidity. So you think, oh, this must be what Buddhist people saying, rainbow, rainbow. I can see how it means. There isn't anything to call suffering or my emotion or my suffering. Those of you who are going through mental trauma, if you generally learn to truly forgive, you will be freed. And you can have a lot of psychiatrists will be out of job. Yes, yes. But so long as you don't learn to forgive, you create a good job for them. But sometimes, mostly, I think you make them like you because they have less nothing but 24 hours suffering, miserable, failure. That's no good. So you have to think, isn't it my duty to say something wonderful? You ever think, what a beautiful weather? No, maybe you don't think. What nice, what opportunity. Do you ever think how lucky we are? We have no bombs dropping us. We have no killing going. Sometimes, okay. That's occasionally. So you think we are such safe and fortunate human being when you can see the hard world year after year, bombing, killing. But we just sort of get used to this. So we don't sort of start to see the pain and suffering of all these brothers and sisters going through in the name of religion, in the name of color, in the name of race. That means we are not intelligent human beings enough. There should not be such deviation based on race, gender, color. So, where's my time? I think I didn't make up. I was told it will be 10, and we come 5 minutes late, is it? What did it? Oh, you can ask me a few questions. I'll give you extra. This is now 5 or 10. Yes. But whether you come to my teaching or not, every year I come here to remind all of you again and again. You can go to every teacher, you can study every book, but so long as you don't change your way of life, no benefit is in your life. And I come here to remind, say, number one, we all want the same thing, happiness. When you say success, success is to help you to bring happiness, no? What is they call success if you have no happiness? There is no success. Yeah. You could have a castle and you come home with very cold house, very depressed mind, and your mind is only thinking of the mind, money, power, but you have no friends, meaningless life. Joy, joy. Nothing wrong to be joyful. That cannot be learned from text. You have to put effort to bring joy in your life by truly practicing. Get rid of your anger, jealousy, desire, ignorant. What makes your soul like this, not seeing in front of eye what makes you do things wrong. When you think of compassion, forgiveness, there is something liberating, something freedom. Finally feel, I am actually a human being. I can do it. Yes. So learn truly loving kindness and tolerance. Yes, tolerance. And the London Samye Dzong, I am very proud. At least we will never teach anything under this roof in differences. Everything we teach is loving kindness, no discrimination, no propaganda, no religious-based so-called indifferences. We all need the same thing. Unity, interconnectedness. If London Samye Dzong, when you come, few of my sanghas here, they always serving you, looking after you, it gives you the strength. And then you come here, you learn to meditate. So practice, put everything in your life, so it's like you bring it into your life. Then you're in charge. It's like no good to have a very powerful engine car and you don't know how to drive car. That's what I did before. I did learn how to drive car, but once I was told only dog will come into my car because I was so mindless. I didn't have any sort of feeling of fear of death. I was so, but then now it's 36 years. I never touched a wheel car. This car is more difficult. Yes, mind. I said that time I was outwardly showing my arrogance. Especially I can call, I'm the first Tibetan ever passed driving test in New York City. Yes, I was very proud and arrogant. Yeah. Driving the most busiest road in the Long Island Shore, 4 or 5 lines in New York City, we call avenues, and competing with the taxi, speed your mind. Yes, I did all this. It's okay, but nothing, nobody benefited. I could have killed many people. Yes, but now after I become fully ordained from 1980, then I thought, that was easy because it's physical form and could cause a lot of people's death or injury. So I decided that I will learn to drive, navigate my emotion, my mind. So now my mind is very well oiled, very, very obedient. It doesn't give me any resistance. It has a joy. If I go in the room, it wants to sit there and relax. If I'm there, I'm so talkative, nobody can stop me talking. Yes, these are all signs of joy, see. Because I don't actually think, I never think, but you don't speak good English. I always think, well, they know what I'm saying, they will figure out. See, I give some half job to all of you. So think, oh, Lama Yeshe, well, he can't speak proper English, but this is what he must be saying. So you have something to work on also. Yeah, yes. So, thank you. I think if you have no answer, nothing to question, sonam deye tam je zepa ni tom ne nye pe danam tam je ne jega na je balam topa ye Seben Sole Dowa Dowa. So I recommend all of you know how to drive physical car, now learn to navigate this one. Yes.